Alright guys, so you can see here the destruction that Mimi, with her fascination of cats, has rained down. I've tried fixing it a couple times. Glass broke. This is a door handle I made a long time ago to try and keep the dogs from pushing out. So over the next video or two, we're going to be mounting the new panel with the goatee I made for my wife Caroline, and getting new screens in here, new glass in here. I'm going to show you guys how to do all that if you have an old house with old screen doors without having to buy new stuff. Not too hard to get all this done. So today on this video, we're going to be getting everything taken down, getting all the old staples pulled, and starting getting it sanded and prepped for a new screen and all that stuff to go in. And then here in a little bit, I'm going to be going to get new glass and get that cut, so we can put new glass in. And by the end of it, it should be a very, very crazy transformation. I can't wait to see it, and I know my wife sure can't wait to see it. Alright, so I've got the screen door off, setting on some sawhorses here. You can see how my door handle worked here. I just made it, welded it up and made it out of some old stuff I had. I'm going to be trying to either clean it up or make a new one. And you can see where I've tried fixing this door before with the chicken wire to make it a little bit more, not just dog proof and Mimi proof, but cat proof. So then crazy cats like to climb it. So this is going to take a minute. I do not feel like buying a new door because this one already has been trimmed to fit the old house. But you can see all these staples. So I'm going to use my nippers and we're going to go through here and get this screen off, get all these staples out, so that we can start getting this thing cleaned up and ready to paint. That was a lot of staples. Next time I want to staple screen up. But we didn't have Mimi at the time, and it was an easy fix for a nice day. So I did what I had to do. So now we're going to fix it the right way, and hopefully this is going to work a little bit better. A little bit of training with Mimi, even though I'm not sure it's any way to train me, because her fascination with cats runs very deep. Alright guys, so if you have an old screen door, you can see there's this piece of trim right here. I've taken all my tacks out, and you can see how the paint has built up over the years where people have painted it without taking the screen out. So what you want to do to begin with is take a razor knife and cut along this along that paint seam. So once you cut along that paint seam, then you'll be able to take a screwdriver, a wonder bar, start up here in the corner, and you don't want to jerk at any one point. You want to go nice and easy. And if you have a place catching, you're going to want to it's probably because of old paint, so you're going to make sure and take your knife like this and cut and get that paint out, and make sure and get your screwdriver there we go. All right, so we kind of cracked the wood a little bit, but that's something that's easy enough to fix. And then you're just going to be able to work down as you go. This is before when they had the this is before the time of the screen rope, or the rubber rope. This is how they did it before they had that little rubber twine that went in the groove. And with a lot of this, some of the hardest thing can be the old paint. The old paint's what's going to give you the hardest time to get this out. All right, there we go. All right, so now you can kind of see how this works. There's a screen that gets stapled in here. Then you have your piece of trim that goes in and gets stapled back down on top of it. So now we've got to go and get the rest of this trim off, if I can not break it completely. And we're gonna have to, with these staples, since they're so deep and already covered up, I'm just going to take these staples, I'm going to trim them off with a pair of pliers, or might break out the cutting wheel. But we've got to take off, you know, this piece all the way around, and we've got to take off all these pieces so that we can put the screen back on and get it nice and tight. And so I'm gonna go ahead and start getting all these pieces off, and then we're going to go ahead and paint all these before we put it back together. So as you can see, we got all these little trim pieces up, and we're about out of daylight for the day, so probably not gonna do a whole lot more. We just have to finish getting all the old screen out of here and getting all the old staples pulled so that we can start clean everything back up to get the wood cleaned up, get the door painted, put the new screen in, and go from there. right, so we have all staples out of the bottom of the door. Now we've got to go through, and on all the trim pieces, we've got to, there wasn't so much old paint in here. You could probably get away with trying to pull them out. So there's a whole lot of old paint. We're just going to snip them off real nice and close. And that way you can put them back down and cover and paint over the old staples. So you guys can see what I'm doing to get the trim piece staples out that put them in here. I'm taking a pair of my nail clippers here, putting them nice and close right there, and it's going to put them down. Now I'm going to be able to just kind of sand those down a little bit, get in there maybe with a better set of clippers. There we go. And so that's going to be fine. That's going to be close enough to be able to put this back down on there. So now we got to do that to all these staples on all the old trim pieces. All right, so we got all of our staples and all our trim pieces clipped nice and close. Probably still going to need to go and clip them a bit closer, but this door is so old that trying to pull them out, I mean, it's not like hundreds of years old, but it's still probably from, I don't know, it's probably 30 or 40 years old. And since I don't want to buy another one, trying to pull these staples back out to the paint would have been problematic. We probably would have cracked the wood worse than we did. All right, now we're going to sand it down, and for the paint to be able to stick, kind of try and smooth it out, make it look better. But one of the biggest reasons we're sanding it is to make sure that it's cleaning up the paint. We'll still be wiping it down with some oil and stuff, or some acetone and paint cleaner, but we've got to make sure that we have a good surface for our paint to stick to.